Are you constantly stressed over unpaid bills or piling up credit card debts? Do you wonder why you are left with almost no savings even after working 40+ hours a week? If the answer is yes, you may have a problem with money management. In other words, your income and spending are not in sync. But you are not alone. You are not even part of the minority. A 2023 report by CNBC shows more than 70% of American adults face constant financial stress. According to Billy Hensley, President and CEO of the National Endowment for Financial Education, even in a strong economy, more than half of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck due to credit card debt, managing housing expenses, and dealing with employment struggles. Now, let's do a visualization exercise. Imagine a life in which you have plenty of savings and don't need to worry about money again, or stress over pending bills. So, how do you navigate from the current mess to this stress-free la-la land? This is not as difficult as you may think. If you are in a bad financial shape, it doesn't automatically mean you aren't earning enough. Even many high-earning individuals end up accumulating debt because they have no control over their spending. So, managing money properly is more crucial than making more money. Financial advisor Dave Ramsey is quite right when he says, money moves from those who do not manage to those who do. Irrespective of your current financial health, financial freedom is within your reach, providing you are willing to put in consistent efforts. The only thing that stops you from achieving a wealthy future is bad financial habits. However, it takes time to get rid of habits, especially the old ones, and replace them with effective ones. The best thing we can do is to take it one step at a time and be nearer to our goals each day. In this video, we talk about 9 steps of managing money and building wealth. The first one is very crucial, but the last one is often ignored by many. Don't repeat that mistake. So here are the 9 steps to managing money like a pro. Step 1. Consistently visualize wealth. Success coach Robin Sharma said, "Everything is always created twice, first in the mind and then in reality." No, we're not talking about mentalism or any voodoo science here. We are talking about proven ideas from behavioural psychology backed by decades of research. And the verdict is, wealth is primarily about the right mindset. Many people, especially the ones from not-so-privileged backgrounds, often have difficulty imagining a wealthy future. They are so much habituated to the financial struggle, they can't even envisage there is an exit route not so far. So, you can often hear them complaining, "The system is skewed against us, and we can never be wealthy." This sense of victimhood needs to go away. If you don't want to waste the rest of your life worrying about money, start thinking that abundance and wealth are accessible to you. When you break this mental barrier, you open the door to infinite possibilities. As you consciously recognize that nothing can stop you from getting rich, you start spotting means and opportunities. Let's listen to what personal finance writer Anne Lice Wealth has to say on this. She thinks the getting rich mindset is all about believing that you are worthy of wealth despite the system designed to keep it from you. Step 2. Know where you are. Now that you have developed the warrior mindset, you are all set to embark on a journey to wealth and abundance. But for a reality check, mindset alone is not going to fill your bank accounts. You need to strategize and get the ball rolling. The most crucial starting point is to know where you are standing. This means noting down all your assets and liabilities first. Assets are anything you own, and liabilities are what you owe to others. Assets keep you afloat, and liabilities, be it a high-interest loan or a reoccurring expense, weigh you down. When you identify all your assets and liabilities, you get a clear picture of your financial understanding. You are placed better than millions if the value of your assets exceeds that of your liabilities. This means you have a positive net worth, but don't get disheartened if you are in deep red and what you own falls short of what you owe. Data shows that as of 2019, 13 million American households, that is 10.4% of all US households, have a negative net worth. However, no matter where you stand today, you can make it better with the next 7 steps. Step 3. Set specific targets. After knowing where you are, you must decide where you want to go. This means setting specific financial goals. Be as precise as possible about how much wealth you want to accumulate in a given time. So a realistic goal can be to build a corpus of $25,000 in the next 2 years. Define your financial goals as clearly as possible, down to the monthly targets. Decades ago, legendary management guru Peter Drucker said, "You can't manage what you can't measure. You cannot achieve something that you can't first define." Most people fail to achieve financial success because they don't have specific targets. The crucial steps of knowing where you are and exactly defining where you are going to go put you ahead of millions of others who are merely daydreaming for money. Step 4. Track your spending. Many people commit a grave financial sin. They don't keep track of where their money is going. If you think you know exactly where you are spending, you will get surprised when you start tracking each dollar that goes out of your pocket. Most people don't realise how much they spend on non-necessities like dining out or random purchases like online shopping until they look at the money trail. Start tracking all your expenses for a month and then categorise into necessities, luxuries and useless purchases. Paying for rent and food is a necessity, and spending in a fancy restaurant is a luxury, but ordering another pair of shoes when you have 5 others is probably a useless purchase. You don't know how much is going where without tracking all your expenses. Tracking your spending doesn't need too much effort. You can simply maintain an Excel spreadsheet and update it daily to get a view of all your monthly expenses. There are also cool expenses tracking mobile apps like Mint or Good Budget that do this job perfectly well. Step 5. Have a budget and save regularly. Now that you know how many of those good dollars are chasing bad guys, you are one step closer to better financial health. The next step is to limit your expenses to a given budget. This will ensure you don't exhaust your income every month. Most people never gain control over their expenses because they don't have a budget in place. A 2020 survey shows only 4 in 10 people having a financial resolution considered budgeting a priority. Warren Buffett said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." It's great advice for those who want to save aggressively. A little more austere budgeting plan may not be more suitable for the majority of lesser mortals. You can consider the classical 50-30-20 rule of thumb. In this budgeting rule, you are going to allocate 50% of your income to things that are absolutely necessary for your living. This includes stuff like rent, utility bills and groceries. The next 30% goes to things you don't really need but enjoy doing. For example, restaurant meals, vacations and concerts. The remaining 20% must be saved for the future. Going by Buffett's advice, you should set aside this 20% first so that other creeping expenses can't derail your savings plans. Ideally, you must keep your saved money in a different bank account so that you are not tempted to spend it when you're on a shopping spree. Step 6. Build an emergency fund. What we know about emergencies is that they happen and they don't tell us before happening. No matter how much you plan every aspect of your life, there are always going to be those sudden hospital visits or car breakdowns. A medical bill of thousands of dollars can break your bank and derail your financial plans. A survey by Bankrate.com found that 60% of Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $1,000 emergency medical bill. The same survey revealed that for the participants who had an emergency in the previous year, the average tab was $3,500. 29% of the survey respondents had to shell out more than $5,000 on an emergency event. Now, in the addition to these emergencies, consider adverse events like a job loss, closure of business, or a prolonged medical leave. While we cannot predict crises, we can try to stay as prepared as possible. So the smartest thing to do is to set aside money in an emergency fund, to fall back on whenever a need arises. The conventional wisdom is to build an emergency corpus big enough to cover at least 6 months of your expenses. Also, similar to your savings, it makes more sense to have your emergency funds in a separate account. Step 7. Invest in a diversified manner. Now that you are regularly saving, you cannot simply keep your money idle in a savings account that doesn't even generate 1% return. Warren Buffett said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." So, now is the time to unleash the power of compounding. Even a slightly higher rate of return, compounding over years can generate an immense amount of wealth. However, higher return often comes with higher risks. Depending on how much risk you are willing to take, you can invest your savings into multiple investment options like bonds, stocks, commodities like gold, and high-yield savings accounts. However, never put all the eggs in the same basket. For most people, a combination of stocks and bonds works perfectly well. If you are wondering how to allocate funds between stocks and bonds, there is a simple rule of thumb. The percentage of stocks in your portfolio should be equal to 100 minus your age. So, if you are 25, your investment portfolio should be 75% stocks and 25% bonds. However, according to Warren Buffett's advice, putting your money in an S&P 500 index fund can help you beat any other investment options. Over the last 10 years, the S&P 500 generated over 12% of the average yearly return. Also, the S&P 500 provides a perfect diversification opportunity. You are getting to bet on the top 500 US companies that control over 80% of the total market capitalization. So, what's your preferred investment avenue? Let us know in the comments section. Step 8. Track progress. Maintaining financial discipline needs your daily dose of dopamine. As you inch towards your financial goal, tracking your progress keeps you motivated. The satisfaction that comes from looking at your diminishing debt levels or swelling savings is addictive. When you see results, you get the added kick to be more consistent and keep doing more of what is working. So review your financial progress every month or quarter, not only to stay motivated, but also to make necessary adjustments. Step 9. Never ignore your health. In the pursuit of higher income, most people risk their primary wealth, that is, health. According to Richard Baker, to get rich, never risk your health, for it is the truth that health is the wealth of the wealthy. All that irregular sleep, prolonged sitting at your desk, and gorging on junk foods is going to take its toll. Studies link to sedentary lifestyle to a whole range of physical and mental diseases, including depression. Moreover, physical health has a direct connection with your financial health. Emergency medical bills can dwindle years of your savings. Chronic diseases can drain your pocket every month. Mental health issues like depression and anxiety affect your earning capacities. When you maintain good health, you are better positioned to manage your money. As the Arabian proverb says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." If you follow these 9 steps of effective money management, you are going to have your finances in better shape than the majority. Remember that staying motivated is the key. It's okay to falter once in a while, as long as you are willing to bounce back. But never lose hope. You, like everyone else, deserve wealth and abundance. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon with an exciting new video on financial freedom.